Happy Monday, my stamping friends. It's Christine Ludwig here from Christine's Stamping Spot. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Albert, Alberta. And welcome. Welcome to my Mystery Monday video today for Monday, June the 11th. Oh my goodness, we're almost halfway through the month. Oh, so how are you all? Did you all have a great weekend? I hope you did. We are having a really windy, blustery day today. The sun is kind of peeking out and then not, so it may affect the lighting here on the video a little bit. So I apologize if it gets a little bit dark, but okay, so today we are going to make another project with this beautiful Lily of the Valley bundle. I hope you're not getting tired of me showing this or just tired of this in general. I really, really love this suite, which is in our new catalog, our May to August. So we're in the second month of our catalog already. Oh my gosh. And the Lily of, it's actually called Valley in Bloom Suite, but the individual pieces are called Lily of the Valley. So if you're looking for this suite, it's on page 22 and 23 of our new catalog. And so this is the bundle that we are going to use today. And we're also going to use a little bit of this Luxe White Specialty Designer Series paper. So this was all part of the suite. So when you purchase the suite, you get like one of everything, right? So you get the designer paper, the bundle, the embellishments, the specialty paper, and even this floral spray embossing folder, which I think might be on back order, unfortunately. But so I don't know if that will make the whole suite not orderable, or you would know when you go online anyways, if you are interested. But it's this suite here, this bundle that we're going to showcase, and the designer paper is so beautiful. Okay, so this is the stamp set. Get all these nice images with some great greetings, and then the dies. Okay, so you've got some leaf dies. You have some florals that you can, or some dies to cut out if you want to stamp the lilies. You have just a die for the lilies. You have dies for the leaves and some other little pieces. Okay, so really cute set of dies. And that Luxe Specialty paper, this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see this very well in this light, but it is white. You get 6 sheets, 12 by 12, and there are 2 of each design. Okay, so there's 3 designs and you get 2 of each. So this is one of them. I don't know if you can see. Can you see that sort of foiled image, those branches on the white? So this is one. So what this paper is meant for is you can use it as is, but typically what a lot of people do is they sponge on top of it or use your blending brush on top of it with ink, and the foil will resist the ink, so it will still show through as silver, but the background will get colored in. And we are going to do that on a tiny piece of it today, so I'll show you what I mean by that. But so this is one of the patterns, the little branches here. And then the one we're going to use is this one. It's kind of a thatched sort of pattern. So I don't know if you can see that in this light. I apologize. And then the last pattern is gorgeous. It's actually the Lilies of the Valley. Can you see that? Oh, this I am dying to try on a project too. So you can just blend ink all around and the whole image here will resist. Okay, but you'll get like the green in the leaves, probably green, I'm not sure, in the flowers. I don't know if that's such a great thing. But you can just experiment with it, right? And just cut out whatever, however much you need. So really fun designer paper. So this is what we are going to make today. It is a flower box full of Lilies of the Valley. So I was fortunate enough to be able to pick some when I was out at a location this last week. They had some growing out in the big bed, the flower bed they have, and no one was picking them, and so I just kind of helped myself. Don't know if I should have done that, but I did. Didn't take a lot, enough to fill a little vase full. But they are so beautiful, and the scent, like, it is kind of strong if you guys are familiar with it, but just very, very beautiful. And the flower for the month of May. So if you are a May birthday honoree, the lily of the valley is the flower for you. Okay, so I thought, well, let's try to put these in a flower box and just have a bunch of them cascading out. So that's what we're going to try to do today. All right, so we're going to start with Blackberry Bliss as our base. There is some Blackberry Bliss in the designer paper. We aren't using the actual designer paper in this card today. But I just really like the contrast between the Blackberry Bliss and the green of the Granny Apple green that we're going to be using for the leaves. So we can set this aside for now. And then what I did was I embossed a piece of basic white, 5 1/4 by 4. I will post all these measurements. But I did use the exposed brick embossing folder. Okay, so I think this is still current. I should have checked before I did this video because there was just a new last chance list released last week. So make sure you check. If you go into the online store and you put in the number or the name of the item that you're looking for, it'll pop up and there should be a little notification if it's last chance, or if there's no notification, that means it's still current. And then you'll see, but I think this would still be current. I think it might even be in our catalog. I'll have to double check, but very, very great embossing folder. So that's what we're going to use as our background. So I ran that through. It is a 3D folder, so it leaves these great impressions in here. So I'm going to work on this before I attach it to our base. Just, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I thought let's try that. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to add, no, maybe we should do our flower box first. Then I'll show you that paper. Okay, so what I did was, I was using so many dimensionals earlier. Let me get rid of that. Okay, so I thought, how am I going to do a flower box? So it doesn't have to be anything fancy, right? So I just used one of the Textured Notes dies. Now I know these are retired. I loved these dies. Look at them. All these different borders on these rectangles. They were just fabulous. But I used the second smallest one. So if you have these, or you can just cut it with your paper trimmer, a rectangle. These did retire just this last March, so that's very unfortunate, but they are a definite keeper if you have them. So I cut a piece out of pecan pie, and then I cut a piece of that Luxe White specialty paper, just a small little bit for our box. And if you can see, it is right here on the sample. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our pecan pie ink and our blending brush, or just if you have a sponge, you can do that too. And you're just going to ink up your blending brush and go over this piece here. Okay, and the harder you press, the more it will resist. So do you see those lines, those thatched lines just starting to appear there? So I usually try to start off, but if I have a little bit of a extra shadow, that's fine. And you can apply as much or as little ink as you want. If you want to make it look a little more sort of woody, you can add a little more around the edges. Okay. And you'll see all those thatch lines just starting to appear. You see that? So cool. So cool. You could use that as a full background on a card too if you wanted, right? Okay, let me just wipe this off here. Beauty of our glass mat. So now we will put this on top of our, where did I put, oh, here we are. We'll put this on top of our little pecan pie piece. And that will be our flower box that we are going to use a little bit later. Okay, we're going to attach all of our flowers first. Okay, so maybe I should just turn the light on. I apologize if there's a reflection from the light overhead, but I think you'll see better just because, yeah, the clouds are kind of playing with the sun today. Okay, so this is going to be our box. Okay, so I'm going to bring this embossed piece back, and we are going to start putting on our leaves and our flowers. So what I did this time, and I thought, you know what, let's just play a little bit with the height of both the leaves and the flowers. Okay, so I cut some leaves as a full leaf. This is a double one that's in the die right here. And then I cut some just like halfway. Okay, and we're gonna, I'm not gonna need all of these, but I just wanted to show you just a difference in how you can play with the height of your dies. They don't always have to be the full die. I mean, you can cut the full die and then trim it down to whatever size, or you can just, you know, if you got a little bit of paper left, to cut something out, you know, just cut out a piece of the die. That works too. Okay, so, and I did the same. Okay, I'll put those there. And I did the same with the flowers. So some are a little bit shorter. We have some that are the full length of the flower of the die, and some really small ones. And you can just always still trim off too if you're not sure. But I thought, you know, I'm just going to do a bunch of different ones, and then we'll see what we want to put in our bouquet. Now, when you cut this out of basic white, of course, it's all going to come out in basic white. So the stem was colored in with the dark Granny Apple Green blend. Okay, if you're wondering why the stem is green, that's what I used. And I'm just gonna lay these out, and some I might still trim down. Every one you're gonna make is gonna be different depending on the height that you're gonna choose. Okay, so let's start now. As just a point of reference, I probably want my flower box to be up a little bit, maybe 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. So that's going to give me an idea of where I want to start with my leaves. Okay, so I think I'll start kind of around there. So some of these, the leaves I'll probably put mostly flat. I'm just using this as a bit of a guide. But some, you know, you can pop up on dimensionals, which I'm going to do with some of the flowers. So you're just going to make it your own little posy, okay, or your own little bouquet, whatever you want in your flower box. Okay, so I'm going to try to get most of the ends in this area, so they're going to be covered by our flower box. Now I think maybe what I should have done here, well, I can do that later. Let me put one more big one here, full one. Ooh, of course, it always sticks to your fingers, right? Now, some of these will get covered, the ends, with flowers as well, so don't worry too much if some of these ends are showing. Okay, so let's see which flowers, or which do I want to put. I think I'm going to put a couple of leaves maybe in front of some flowers as well. So let's start with a full flower. Now they can go at an angle, they can go straight up and down, however you like. Okay, so some I'm going to put down flat, and I'm going to use my glue to adhere those. Get some of this out of the way so I don't get glue everywhere. So you're just going to put a little dab of your glue on here. If you want to use glue dots, you could do that too. And just a little bit on the stem so it holds. Okay. And then let's put this one here more in the center. And that's going to be a tall one. Whoa, sticky. Sticky, sticky. This is why sometimes I don't always like glue. Ugh. Okay, that's okay. All right, now if I need to trim this off, maybe I will just do that a little bit. And this is kind of why I'm putting these on before I put my box on, just so I kind of get a feel. All right, and then let's do another tall one at the back, but maybe off to the side a little bit. So we'll put some more glue on that. Do any of you have lily of the valley in your gardens? I know they only bloom for a short while, but then you have all those green leaves for the rest of the year, the rest of the summer. And they do tend to spread in your garden, I think, too, right? So, okay, I'm going to use my tweezers for this one. See if that helps my fingers. And if some of these, you know, cover some of the other flowers, I'm fine with that because that typically happens in a vase as well, right? Okay, so there's our second. Maybe I will put another leaf here. Let me just check my, yep, we can stick another one there. And this is a shorter leaf. We're just going to put it at a bit of an angle, and the box is going to cover, and then we can probably put a shorter flower over here or a longer one still there. Maybe we can do another leaf here. Oops. Okay, maybe we can do another one here. I'm okay with lots of greenery. I think that's fine, as long as you have enough flowers as well. Okay, so that's, and I'm going to cover a little bit of a flower, but that's okay. And then, okay, what flowers do I have left? I have quite a few. So how about we put this one in front of all that greenery, or should we put one up here? Maybe I'll put one a little bit higher. Oh, and this is just the creative part of it, right? You do what you like. There's no right or wrong as to where these go on your card. It's totally up to you how you want your flower box to look. Oh my gosh. Come on. Okay, so let's put this one up here. You see our bouquet is coming together slowly. Oh, I had one that fell down here. I didn't crunch that too much. Okay, so this one I am actually going to put on with some mini dimensionals. Now you don't have to do this. I know it takes a little bit of extra time to do this, but it does add some really neat dimension to your flowers and to your arrangement, because you'll have that, you know, some are sort of popping out at you and some are just sort of content to be in the background. And it does take a little longer, but I think it's worth it. I should have put some of these on beforehand to save some time for you guys watching me pull off all the backers. Oh, I missed one, but I think that'll be okay. You don't have to put it on all of them, all of the blooms because, you know, some of them will be up as they are. Okay, so let's put this one kind of sideways. Okay, here I didn't put one under, but that's okay. I'll let that flop. Okay, so how are we doing with the number that we have? So now this might cover up a couple of those, but that's okay. We'll have some that will be popping over. I'm going to put another leaf over here, I think, but just a small one. I'm going to kind of tuck it under just there, I think. So it kind of is peeking out of the box. Okay. So let's put this just there. So when our flower box is on, that'll sort of just be peeking out. Okay, so then we're going to put a little sprig over here. And we can put just a little one. Okay, and we'll pop that up with some dimensionals as well. So this is just the part that takes a little bit longer. Let's see here. And these minis are pretty much the perfect size for these blooms. I wonder if Stampin' Up! Designed it that way. I know sometimes I've said for some of the smallest images, you know, we should have minis of our mini dimensionals because sometimes we just need that. Okay, so put that one there. And do I want more popping out? Let's stick this one a little to the side. This one, yeah, you can kind of maneuver these a little to get them where you want. And if they're covered in the box too, that's okay. Oh my gosh, I must have adhesive all over my arm. Everything is sticking. Okay, maybe we should put another sprig. Oh, maybe not a large one, but maybe one like this. Right there. Is that too many? How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do one more just for fun. And like I say, you can add as few or as many as you like. Of course, the more you like, the more die cutting you can do. But that's okay too. I cut some extra because I thought, I don't know. And then if I ever decide that I'd like to make another one of these, I'll have some ready to go. Or just keep them for a different design is fine too. Okay, so let me get these off and then we'll see what we have. Each bouquet will be a little bit different. Now, if you wanted to add different leaves inside or a different type of flower as a contrast flower, you could do that too. I think a sprig of something in Blackberry Bliss would be neat. Okay, so these are popped up as well. So I don't know if you can see the difference in the dimension there, but it's like a whole bouquet. Okay, so let me see. I think we can probably put our box on. Maybe I will lift some of these, or our box might be a little bit lower. See, yeah, we'll stick some just sort of hanging over the edge, and our box might be a teeny bit lower, or don't break on me, please. We can just stick it a little bit higher too, as long as all those green parts are covered. So that's pretty good, hey? As a flower box, what do you think? I think that's all right. Okay, so let's put this on our base. I'm going to move these out of the way because I think we're finished with them. So, oh, my adhesive just finished here. Do I have another one? Always good to have a couple on the go, I find. Okay, so let's bring our base back. Put this, oh, it looks so beautiful on that Blackberry Bliss. Just that contrast is so lovely. Okay, and then for our box, I'm just going to put some larger dimensionals around the 3 sides. You could probably use foam strips as well if you wanted. They're a little bit thinner, or just an edge of these packs of dimensionals is fine too. I don't think you need a lot. I'm just going to put like 5. I think that's going to be plenty. If you want to use the minis, you can use those too. I think this might give them a little more space, these ends underneath. Okay, so let's put our little flower box under a couple of these. Oh, and I wanted to center that. Up a bit, have this on top so it's kind of leaning over. How do you like that? Does that look like a flower box? I don't know. It's my best attempt right now. Okay, so now we're going to do a greeting. Got a little bit of adhesive on that flower. So in the stamp set, we have a really cute happy birthday, a really pretty font to it. There's 2 of Forever Kind of Friend, a little thanks, happy for you, so grateful to you, to one of the nicest people I know. So I did just happy birthday in Blackberry Bliss ink, and I cut that out with a Stylish Shapes die. And I'm just going to put this flat on top of our flower box. And I'll just put that kind of in the center. Okay, and then lastly, we are going to add some of our butterflies, our brushed brass butterflies. I always have a challenge saying that because I always mumble all the words together. So I still have these. Now, if you have, what else? What other ones did we have, or do we have? I know the swallows or the hummingbirds, whatever those ones were. Those, and we used to have bees. That would be cute too. If you still had some bees, they could be buzzing around. We had those embellishments once too. I don't know if you remember. But the bees are always welcome, right, in our garden? Oh, what would we do without our bees? Okay, I'll just put 3, and they'll be sort of hovering around. So there you go. These are a little bit different. This one, some of the images went a teeny bit higher, but the exact same design. So however you would like, however, this has more greenery in it as well over that one. So however much you would like, just kind of a happy card with those lily of the valley flowers. Just so pretty. Okay, everybody, I hope you like that project, and we will see you next time. Have a great week. Bye for now.